out here sanding on this thing for about a week and a half.
Oh yeah!
We're getting close though. My camera lens is a little dirty. We're getting close. We're getting real close. I mean, this thing is about ready for some primer to be sprayed on it. All the body work's done. All the rust repair is done. Well, as done as it's gonna be today. It'll probably creep back in some spots, but that's just the name of the game. If you're not cutting out the entire panel and replacing it, you kind of got to expect that a little bit. You just do your best. Try to get as much time as you can. Yeah, I got all the dents taken out. Gonna block sand it a little bit more in some spots. Prep all the areas. I'll just 320 grit sand everything with a DA sander, an air sander. And then I'll scuff all the hard to reach areas with a Scotch-Brite. The only reason I'm doing 320 over the whole thing is I'm gonna prime the whole thing. I'm not gonna just spot prime little areas here and there. The whole thing will have primer on it. So if you weren't doing that, if you were just gonna spot prime, I wouldn't do the whole area in 320 grit. I'd do like 320 around where just your primer is gonna be, and then do something like 600 grit over the whole thing, just to take the shininess out of the clear coat. Or they sell different products. They sell some stuff that looks kind of like toothpaste. You can mix with a Scotch-Brite pad and water, and it cleans your surface and it scuffs your surface. Does a pretty good job. But I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use 320 grit and some primer. That's going to be my recipe. But yeah, let me show you around the car a little bit. So got the all the little dings and stuff taken out. Pretty decent ding there. I mean, the whole door was just a big dent. Most of the damage is right back in there. Got that straight. Got all the little humdingers straightened out of the quarter. It's getting a little dusty back there. What are you gonna do? This quarter's looking pretty good. Really, overall, as much as I talked about how bad this car was, it was just little dings here and there. Just a lot of little dings. And most of them blocked out. Some of them I needed to add a little filler to. But for the most part, it wasn't nothing terrible. The worst part, of course, was the rust. I sprayed out a test panel for the color. Let me go grab that. That's got some imperfections in it because it's a test panel. Wet it down so you can get an idea what it looks like with some clear coat on there. So that's going to be the base color, the base flake color. It's kind of nice to do a test panel and stuff like this because you can get an idea of how many coats you need to get the color that you want, of course. And then how many coats of clear you're going to need to be able to sand it flat, get all the texture out without cutting into your flake. So it's nice to do this. Plus I got some candy colors coming. I'm going to do a little bit of testing on this to kind of see how the colors look. And then I'm going to do one final, as I'm shooting the car, I'm going to actually paint the back of this a little bit better quality. I didn't have a lid on my paint cup when I was spraying out the test panel, so it jumped out of the gun, out of the cup a couple times and left some pretty big dots, so it doesn't look that great, but it's enough to show me what the color is. But I'll do a legitimate one on the back side when I'm actually spraying the car. It'd be kind of cool to have as a something to set next to the car when I'm raking in all the trophies at the car show, you know. So I could put like suspension work, all me. Paint work, all me. Wheels, straight up Dayton, son. Straight up. Even if they are 14s, if you're gonna judge me any more about my 14s, we're gonna have a problem, okay? We're gonna have a real problem. I like my 14s. Leave my 14s alone. No, you know, honestly, if I could make a decision, if I could go back in time, I'd probably get 13s. These were a sweet deal, so I got them. That's what it is. They're 14s, okay? If you can't live with that, you can't live with me, and we're no longer friends. It's just the way it is. So yeah, it'd be kind of cool to have some sort of like a little plaque or something I could set next to the car. Just kind of tell about it or whatever. Or maybe I'll just hang it up in my garage. It's kind of a cool color. Yeah, so that's where we're at. That's where I've been. I've been here. Well, I did some other stuff too. The fair's in town, which is a big deal for Des Moines, Iowa. Got it.
Got the bug even?
I got the bug. Especially when you live 8 blocks away from the fair. So I did a little of that. Vanilla Ice was in town, so I had to go see him. So I haven't been like in here for a week and a half, but I've been working steadily sanding away, getting her straight-ish. That's all it's got to be, is straight-ish. Okay, as long as it looks good and you can see the flake when I'm banging by you on 3 wheels, that's all I care about. I really don't care about raking in the trophies. It'll probably happen, you know, just because it's gonna look sick. But it's not my main priority. Getting all the trophies. I don't care about a wall full of trophies. So many trophies, I have to build a room for them. I really don't care about any of that. It'd be nice, but whatever. So yeah, hopefully next couple days I'll get some primer on this thing, get it all blocked out, and then I'm gonna start on doing the bumpers. So the bumpers are gonna take a little time. Plastic's just kind of weird to work with. It's a little different, so that's gonna take a little time. I had to order a door molding for this. I pulled off one and it broke. I was straight up shattered, basically. So I had to order one of these, and that is more difficult than you would think. There was 4 or 5 of them at my junkyard until I went down there to get something off of them. They were all gone. And found one on eBay, ordered that in. The box showed up like this. So of course it was broke. So I had to get a refund on that. At least the guy was cool, gave me a refund real fast. Found another one on eBay, got that one coming. We'll see. It's harder than you would expect to get a door molding for a 96 Lincoln. I would think that the junkyards would just be littered with 96 Ford products, but not the Lincolns, man. They're still on the road, okay? They're still holding up, withstanding the test of time. Lincoln did pretty good. That's where we're at. Hopefully in a week, the body and the prep work will be done, and the bumpers. By next weekend, I'd really like to have the bumpers and primer, and then start setting everything up, getting the garage prep to spray it, and then actually putting some color down. And this kind of a paint process, it's going to take a while to get all the color on there, because you're going to have a black base coat that I got to spray on there, then the flake, and then I'm going to clear coat over the flake, let that sit for a few days, sand all that flat, and then go back in with my candy. I still can't decide if I'm gonna do patterns. Okay, everybody's like, do patterns. I'm like, that's a lot of work. I think they look kind of cool, but I don't know if they would look cool enough to me to justify the amount of work. Like, everybody thinks they would look neat, but really at the end of the day, it's got to be worth it to me to put in that much extra work to do it. I'd have to enjoy it that much more, and I don't know if I will. Just like, that's why I'm not painting the door jambs in here. And people are probably like, you're a hack, you're slacking because you're not painting the jambs. to me, I don't care if I walk up to the car, open the door, and the jambs aren't flaked out. It's not going to make me feel any better about driving the car. It's not going to make me any happier, so I'm not going to do it right now. Bug almost went into my eye. If down the road I'd like to make it a little more showy of a car, start doing some chrome, stuff like that, I can always paint the jambs. Painting the jambs afterwards isn't the end of the world. It's really not that big of a deal. Some people actually do it that way anyway. But so I'm not going to do the jambs. I don't know if I'm going to do the patterns. If I am going to do the patterns, it's going to look something like this. It's a picture of just me out here wasting a whole roll of tape trying to visualize something. But like I said, I still don't know for sure if I'm going to do the patterns. I might just do some like pinstripes, candy it, pull the pinstripes off so the gold flake shows through. I might do something like that, but I don't know. I have to wait and see. It's going to hit me the day that I'm going to go do it. That day it's going to tell me whether or not I'm going to put patterns on it. So I don't know. I'm prepared. I ordered some tape just in case, some fine line tape. So whatever happens, happens, but I just can't say for sure. So yeah, not a very exciting video, but most of them aren't. I'll get a few more up here pretty soon. I'm not gonna bore you with me prepping the rest of the shiny spots because it's what you've seen at the beginning, just for about 3 hours. And I don't want to upload a 3-hour video of that. It's not fun. Be back when something exciting happens.